Hey, what's up, social media family? It's George from George Talks, and as you can see, I'm out of my room today, because today's message is, best going to be understood outside in the natural environment. As you can see, there's cars around me, a lot happening right now, but I want to tell you something, and that is look in the mirror. My name is George, and I have a fear of being forgotten, and that dictates my relationships and dictates a lot of my actions because I always assume people are going to forget me. And that's something that I realized when I was, looking into myself and trying to understand how I operate in relationships. And, in past episodes of George Talks, we talked about learning your environment, learning your body, overcoming trust issues, overcoming insecurities. But sometimes you need to just simply learn yourself. And that comes with looking in the mirror and starting to understand the breakdown and the details of who you are and what you represent. My fear of being forgotten stems from the fact that growing up, a lot of my friends, my best friends that I had, always moved away. So whenever I was able to formulate a close relationship, I didn't have that validation of a friend to literally stay around. And later I learned that most of those moves of my best friends were out of my control. But I then decided in all of my relationships, I was going to make sure somebody remembered me because I had this fear of being forgotten. And the way that hindered some of my relationships was sometimes I did too much in the relationship just so people remember me. And that caused some issues because, quite frankly, not everyone is meant to remember you, and not every relationship is meant to be long lasting. Sometimes it's a natural connection, a natural chemistry. And I had to learn that about myself and to help me better understand my relationships and my actions. And I want to encourage you all to do that for yourself. And you might ask, how do I look inside myself? I don't know how to do that. It's very simple. It involves slowing down, looking at your source of some of your own happiness, and trying to isolate the issue. And a lot of us, are self-deceptive. We say things to boost ourselves, to make us feel better. And we're not honest about some of our fears and insecurities. But if you want to move from those fears and insecurities, we have to do the introspective work to come to terms with them, learn what they are, and overcome them. From my personal example, my fear of being forgotten means that I have to accept the fact that not everybody will remember me. But if I'm true to myself and I'm genuine in my relationship building, then I will be remembered if it's meant to be. And what we think is that so much is in our control. But the only thing that is in our control completely is us. Everything else at the whim of other people, You can't change anyone. You can't fix anyone. You can't force anyone to do anything. And if you do, you're not adequately developing a relationship. What you want to have is a genuine approach and a genuine connection with someone. Because then the relationship will be built by that honesty, by that truth, and by connections that will last longer than a forced attempt at trying to make something work. I said this on social media one time. If we did the work of building real connections, we wouldn't have to falsify that with a bottle or a blunt, or quite simply, the different tools we use to connect with someone. Oh, I'll do this for you if you just listen to me. Oh, I'll offer you this just so you'll listen to me. How about we understand who and what we are so we can simply offer who we are to someone, and if they're meant to connect with us, and if they're meant to build a relationship with us, it will be formulated naturally. And that's why I say, look in the mirror and better understand what's going on with you, what's going on with your body, what's going on with your spirit, and start to overcome some of those fears and insecurities that have been holding you back. Because once you do that, you'll be inherently more happy, you'll attract happier people, and you'll build stronger connections because you're happy and comfortable with yourself. When you're happy and comfortable with yourself, it's easier for people to be happy and comfortable with you. Does that mean this journey is easy? No, because sometimes some of our fears are buried down, amid shame and buried down in just negativity and buried down in a traumatic experience. But guess what? I'm here to tell you, when you embrace that fear, that shame, that doubt, know how it feels and work through it, you'll be stronger emotionally because of it. You know, the best success does not come in your comfort zone. The best success when you step outside of your comfort zone in order to make yourself more functional and active in the long run. So again, this is George Talks. It's bright outside, and I'm asking you to look in the mirror. What are you afraid of? How do we tackle it? And how do we move from it? George Talks.